I got royalty inside my DNA. I got cannabis, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. 死んだ天性 I was
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Jada Sensei. Today we have another Nerdcore Reactor. He's kind of the biggest Nerdcore Reactor. I didn't think I would eventually get him on here, but we prayed. We finally got him on here. Today we have Xfayze. For those of you who don't know who Xfayze is, he is by far, again, one of if not the best Nerdcore Reactor out there. He reacts to all the GOAT songs, DPS, Rustage, Fab. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. Fable, I think. Dizzy 8, Key to Weave, etc. He reacts all of them. So this is Xfayze, ladies and gentlemen. Xfayze, introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you for the early opening glaze. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm Xfayze. I do reactions, I do some interviews, working on some other sort of music and nerdcore related content on my channel. So no, I was happy you asked me to do this. I'm always open to work with anyone as long as they ask me, so just like literally asking me is all it takes, and I'm down if I have time. So thank you, man.
No problem. Want to make sure my mic good? Forgot I plugged in my mic.
I think it's good from what I can tell.
Okay, that's good. I'll make sure. Yeah, so like episode 1 of season 2, guys. For those of you who have not seen episode 1 yet of season 2, I interviewed Blitz Wizard. I forgot his number name, but that was his name. If you want to go check out the video, go check it out. It's a really dope conversation we had. Really deep conversation. But or if you've not even seen season 1, go check out season 1. We interviewed Jamar Rose, Diggs, Keithley, Dripstick, all cool people. And hopefully my goal is to interview one of either Rustage, Dizzy 8, DPS. That's my goal for now. But right now, we're interviewing Xfayze. Xfayze, first of all, tell me, tell the audience what kind of inspired you to react to Nerdcore in the first place.
So when I first started doing reactions in general, I used to watch, I guess, the guy who would be the biggest reactor to Nerdcore music at the time when Xfayze had just started doing reactions to Nerdcore. So it started around then, and obviously I respect his knowledge of rap and his ability to break down bars and do all that stuff, but what I thought as time went by, I found myself more and more wanting a little bit more out of the reaction, or some understanding that yes, it is rap, but also it's a subgenre, so it shouldn't follow the full 0 to 100 rules of rap, right? Whereas I feel like there are some cases where he wasn't giving that leeway to Nerdcore and treating it like less than what I thought he should treat it as. Again, I think he's actually really good at what he does. He's a good rapper and everything, but I came from that perspective of a watcher, a viewer, a guy who watched tons of reactions myself. I'd watch him, I'd watch What It Do Dave, I'd watch No Life Shack a long time ago. I would watch him as well, but just some of the bigger reactors I'd always watch. And at some point when I felt like the vision that Screw had for Nerdcore wasn't what I wanted, I started looking around everywhere, and I didn't really find a specific person who could break down the bars and relate it to like the artists themselves. So a lot of Nerdcore reactors know a lot more about the anime side, so they'll watch the anime, they'll be like, oh, like Rustage said this about Naruto, so it means this. but no one would also say, yes, Rust is just saying this about Naruto, but he's relating it to his life in this way.
Yeah.
So to give to turn this long answer into a short one, it was I didn't see the content out there, the content that I was interested in watching, so I thought, why not just do it myself? And I just turned on the camera and I started reacting to not just nerdcore but rap. And with time, I built more knowledge. I wasn't that good, I think, when I first started, but something about me is I always try and improve things. Every few months I look at one of my videos that I did like 2 months ago, and if I don't see any improvement at all, I know I'm doing something wrong, and then I go from there. So yeah, that's how I got started. It was just I wanted to watch reactions that I couldn't find on YouTube, so I made them.
Yeah, no, that's what some people will say. I think if people comment on my video say like, "Oh, I was looking for a reaction to this song for the longest time," and you provided like one of the best reactions to it. I think like because with you, yeah, like I think you had like was it like an easier time settling to nerdcore because you knew more about it.
Yeah. So I watched a lot of anime before actually my channel. Now it's a bit hard because things are so busy. I can only keep up with 1 or 2 animes as they come through. But yeah, at the time I'd watch all the stuff that was hot at the time. So like Naruto, One Piece is the exception, but things like Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan. What else was popular at the time? So this was like 3 years ago or something.
One Punch Man.
Hero. Yes, My Hero. I'm still caught up to that. Yep. So those were the ones I watched. So I knew I could also give a little bit there. But again, from my perspective, I always knew that if you're a fan of nerdcore, you've probably watched the anime and you can catch those bars on your own. So
yeah, I
was always like, why is the viewer looking up a reaction for nerdcore? Probably because they want to know a little bit more about it. Probably because they don't listen to mainstream rap, they only listen to nerdcore. And I was like, let me bridge that gap. Let me like show them how mainstream rap some themes are being pulled by these artists while doing it in a new way in nerdcore. So then that's just how it happened.
Yeah, no, some people. So it's not like I think I've had like friends in the past. They never watch. They not can't even never watch. They watched like some animes, but they usually watch like the animes that was popping off at the certain time. So maybe like let's say for example 2015, the animes that were popping off during that time was Dragon Ball, I think One Piece at that time, My Hero, Attack on Titan, even Naruto was still popping out for that. So they were watching those, and then like later on in the future, as like maybe like grade 12 for me, it was I think grade 12 was when I started doing the reactions. Grade 12 was it? Or I can't remember. It's so long ago. But around that time, I started to get familiar with more reactions. From like not even from like nerdcore, from like other reactors, and then I got like a taste of like, okay, so this is what they do, this is what they kind of want to do, right? And then when I started to do it, I realized how kind of easy it was, but also how hard it was, because I at first I did start out doing like reactions to nerdcore only. I started out by doing like batch reactions where I was doing like 5 songs. I feel like 5 songs that I react to it. Then I remember doing like my first hour-long video, react to like 20 songs, and it was hard for me because at the time I didn't have a screen recorder to record my screen on my computer, so I have to download every single like song I react to and just sync it up with the background.
No, I feel that.
Very like it was very difficult to do, but yeah. Now that I look back at it, and like look at myself now, I realize like kind of how far like a person comes just when it comes to reactions, honestly. Because again, like I've had people in the comments say like, oh, I've yeah, you helped me with this what is it? Finding an anime, or like they will still actually like in the comments state their own opinions. Because I've said it before and I've said it again. I'm not the biggest fan of JJK. I don't like JJK like with all my heart. I've had people say, like, I've asked me, like, why don't you like JJK? I've told many times, I've discussed it many times in videos. I don't like JJK not just because of the characters, because of the plot. There's no plot to the story. I don't care what people say.
No, you know what? I will support you. Not on the hate train, but I will support that part about the plot. Yeah, I think the amount of hype, once again, and I think this is the case for a lot of new anime, the hype is kind of way higher than the actual quality of the anime, and it gets carried by the animation itself and the fighting. So yes, JJK has great fighting, and I am invested sometimes in the story, but not all the time. Something similarly like Demon Slayer. I will defend Demon Slayer. I always will. But I know deep down that a lot of it is carried by how beautiful
by the animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. Like, Demon Slayer is carried by the animation. And I'm like, this is proof we don't watch the anime. Because if you watch the anime, you would know how deep it really is.
I will say yes. I think Demon Slayer has tons more plot than JJK.
Yeah, way more plot. Way more. Like even right now, even One Piece, which is like taking off right now, which I said it before, it's the greatest anime of all time. I'm sorry, it just is. It just is, but like I've even had friends who said, they don't watch One Piece, and when I tell them like a certain point in it, because they would watch like clips like, oh, I've seen like Doflamingo and stuff. He did this, and he started like they're quoting Doflamingo, and I'm like, you don't even know why he said it to begin with. You don't even know what situation he was in for him to say that word. Or better yet, they don't know. For those who've never watched One Piece or want to watch One Piece, you will see a white light-skinned person, a big guy named Kuma. Do not hate on him immediately. That's all I'm saying. Because your heart will break when you find out his flashback. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tear up again because his flashback made me cry. I was like, I remember getting on my knees and just like, I'm so sorry, Kuma. I misjudged you. I'm so sorry. But
that's good writing, right? You know, getting those plot twists. So it's not just story, but it's like they had already planned a flashback. Like they'd already built a whole story before you even get to it, and they planned to show you it in this order so you would have that judgment and then have to turn back from it, right? So it goes very deeply, and I think that's the thing that only exists in some of these older, longer standing animes, because you can't build plot in like 20-minute episodes and the season's like 12 episodes, right? Like the only way something like that gets views is if it's all fighting, and then obviously there's no plot, right? So
there's no plot to it. That's why when I see like these 12 long, like 24 episodes is like the standard length an anime could, like a season could go for an anime. 12 episodes I feel like is too less, because you just combine so much into one thing. There's not room enough for it to like span out. That's why like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, all these animes, they did so good because they actually had room for it to like space out and actually talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. It'd be boring at the time, but then you have to understand like, oh, that's why he did that. And you understand it, that's why.
Right, and I think this is a problem with like TikTok brain as well. They've noticed building a long-standing anime that's like multiple seasons long and it has like fillers and all that stuff. They realize it's not the way that, like, they just can't make enough money if they make a series like that, because people will not stick around to the payoff. But it's the same thing as a slow burn movie, right? Like, you don't get anything for like the first hour of the movie, but then once something finally happens at the climax of the movie. You're like, wow, everything that happened before was worth it. The problem is people don't stay around now. You know, they'll watch like 2 episodes and be like, wow, nothing happened. I'm gonna watch another anime, and that forces them to do this. And I guess the only solution is to just drop a full season of the anime in one go, because then people aren't watching just one episode and then being like, oh, this is trash, I won't watch episode 2. If they have all the episodes of the season ready for them, they can binge it. And honestly, a 20-minute anime, 24 episodes with the intro for 2 minutes, the outro for 2 minutes, and flashbacks within, like, honestly, it's like, what, like 15, 16 minutes? You guys, like, if
like,
they
you
just...
can cover 24 episodes. You could cover like what, 5 to 6 episodes in the span of like 30 minutes. Like, if you binge it, if you binge it, you get it done like 30 minutes. 30 minutes, like an hour. It's fine.
Right? And if someone just binges like the first 4 or 5 episodes and then they get a payoff maybe at like episode 4, then they'll stay for 4 more, and you just do it that way. That way you can still have a long-standing anime, but you can get people interested, so you just drop it all at once, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're gonna switch gears a bit. We're gonna do like a little game, I guess. Game. So we know you've reacted to DPS, Breast Stage, Favel, Dizzy 8. I want you to pick one song from each YouTuber or artist, each YouTuber, and actually, well, could it be like that? Well, we'll make it simpler. For DPS, what is like your top 5 favorite songs of his?
Top 5. Okay, now you're okay, so my favorite song of his of all time is not in my top 50 nerdcore list that I created, because it was personal and I understood the meaning behind it. I don't think he's ever explained the meaning, but go listen to his Broly remix. There's a lot of meaning around that one. There's him talking his shit, and it's not just him explaining the anime or anything. It's him really diving deep into the community and him pointing out what he likes, what he doesn't like, and him saying like, oh, I see how it is, I'm gonna show you. So something very personal happened to him, and he spat that verse, and to this day it gets me hyped every time I listen to it. So that's number 1. Number 2 is his Sanji track.
Okay.
I think you know what I'm talking about, right? I forget the name.
Yeah, what was it? Let Him Cook?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. After that, it gets... There's so many after that, I think.
There's a
his
lot.
Alistar rap, of course, I think was his best one last year. I really... What am I at? How many songs did I pick?
3. Yeah, 3. Yeah,
3. Damn, this is hard. Let me see. I need to pull up a list, to be honest. Let me see what I'm working with here.
I actually bump the Sanji track like constantly whenever I get the chance, because it's like it's the production behind it, the beat behind it, especially when the beat switches. You just like, it puts me in like a mood where I just gotta you know, I gotta dance for some reason. It's the beginning part, and when the second part kicks in, you're just like, okay, this is what I was waiting for.
Dude, that is like, if it wasn't for the Broly remix and the meaning of it, that one to me has been his most masterful song, because it's so different from everything else he's created, right? But okay, so if we're going recent, I really like the Battle Beast one that he has with Fable and Dizzy Ace.
Oh yes, that one.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's recency bias because it just dropped semi-recently, or if it's me just cementing it in his top 5. But I feel like as of today, if I had to pick, I'd put that.
That one.
I put that.
That one was crazy, because when I reacted to it, first of all, I didn't expect Dizzy 8 to go that hard on that track.
Insane.
I like I did not think he was gonna go that hard. I was like, this is not Dizzy. I was debating like, this is not Dizzy. This is not Dizzy. This is someone else. Cannot be the Dizzy I know. The Dizzy I know will be serenading on this beat. He'd be serenading. There's no way this is him.
Yeah.
And then DPS jumps in, and I'm just like, did this man just make the best song? Arguably one of his best songs.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah, for sure. And how much am I at? That's 4?
Right now you're at 4. Yeah.
This is tough because I'm stuck between his Wukong rap and his Deadpool one with Game Boy Jones and Mix. Was it?
Yeah, Mix. Yeah, Mix.
I'm stuck between those two because the Deadpool one is just a bop, right? Like, there's nothing huge going on when we're talking about lyricism or anything, but it's fun, it's interesting, and hearing the different sounds of, you know, him going back and forth with Game Boy Jones, and then Mix Williams spitting his bars there. There's a lot there. And then there's the Wukong one, of course. The Wukong one, my one criticism every time, even though it's in my top, like, 5, top 6, whatever, DPS songs. So obviously I rate it very highly. I just think the hook doesn't completely move into his verse that smoothly. The hook was with Jonold, right? So it was a very slow hook. It was a great hook. I liked it a lot. But when DPS gets to rapping on it, it's pure high energy. It's fast. His cadence, he has flow switches. So he's doing all these things, and then it goes into a very slow hook. And then it goes back into him going really fast. So I don't think there was this transition there that was as smooth as I wanted, but this is me being so picky. So I don't know if I guess I'd go with his Deadpool as of today.
Deadpool?
And that changes, that changes every few months. I rotate some new songs in, it might change, but today that's what I'm feeling.
Okay, that's nice. With me, I'm gonna start with my 5th. It is a hard one, but I would have to go for my 5th one. Would have to be, there's a lot because the last, what is it? God, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I actually took a break from listening to DPS. I don't know why. I just did until eventually he dropped the Majin Buu rap. This is back when he dropped it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, I forgot to subscribe to this dude. So DPS, I'm sorry. I just stopped listening to you for some reason. I don't know why. But when I saw you drop the Majin Buu rap, I was like, oh, I forgot to subscribe to this guy. I've been subscribed to him since grade 6. So I was like, okay, I listened to more music of his. I realized he had dropped so much. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna catch up with this guy. So between then and now, there has been a bunch of songs I've been listening to. But my 5th one would have to go. It's between the Madara rap he did, Shadows, Koro Sensei, and the Whitebeard rap, the GOAT.
Oh, that one's pretty good. Yeah.
Between those 3, I think for number 5, I will go with the Whitebeard one, mainly because the Whitebeard one, if you know who Whitebeard is and you know how much of a GOAT of a person he is, I just love that song because I just love One Piece, and mainly because it's also because of the message behind it too. Like, it's also for me, it's just the message behind it as well.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. For number 4, would have to go to. Okay, this is more of a recent one. It's kind of between the Goku Black rap,
good one,
and the Soul Leveling rap.
Also a good one.
I was leaning towards the Goku Black rap mainly because I just watched I love Dragon Ball. Don't love Zamasu. But I don't like him. I don't like him as a character. He's by far one of the worst working characters in Dragon Ball, respectfully. But DPS, this rap he made, it kind of brought out the you can almost feel like Zamasu is like his presence is like right there. But I've been listening to this. I'm just like, this is Zamasu if he was a rap. If he was the one rapping, this is what he'd be saying. So that's the solo leveling one because I'm about to go with the Goku Black one. Goku Black was my number 4 favorite one. Number 3 is easily the Homelander one, the first Homelander one. That one is by far was one of his best work. Honestly, I still.
Now that you say this, and I remember how it sounds, I think I could have put that in my top 5 as well. You're right. I see
That
what you're
one
saying.
was crazy.
Yeah.
That one was crazy. Especially when the beat cut off and you just hear the theme song playing. I was like, this man really brought into the violin theme. Oh no! I think this was after season. I think he made that after season 2 or 3. Was it 2?
I can't remember, but I do know it was. I forget, honestly.
Yeah, I forgot what season he made it after. But for my second song, this one where it gets a little difficult and a little debatable. There are a couple songs that can fit into that second spot. That is the what is it? The Kanaki rap. I think I'm actually pronouncing his name wrong. Kanaki or Kanaki rap.
I know what you're
that.
talking about, yeah.
That rap. That one was it's the melody he had, especially during the chorus. I just love it when DPS shows that he's more than just rap. He could sing his vocals out like nuts. So that was a rap I heard. I was like, my ears are booming with sound quality. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it was that one. Then there was oh my god, the Yamamoto rap.
Which one?
That's the Yamamoto rap for Bleach. Burn. If I'm mistaken. That one.
That's the older one,
Yeah.
right?
Is it? I think it came out not last year, but the year before, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It came out along.
It's on my playlist, yeah, but I don't play it as often. Yeah. So it's not like a recent song. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So it's between that. It's between that. So it was Yamamoto, Kaneki. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so a lot harder than I thought it was. The Battle Beast. There it is. The Battle Beast. Not even just because it's recent. Just because I almost popped the blood vessel and I almost got a headache from listening to it.
Me too.
I was banging my head. I was like, oh my god, this is so hard. The Conquest rap. The Conquest rap was nice. That one
was good too.
That one was nice. And there was one more. What was it? Oh, it was the No, not Guts. Guts one was nice. It was nice. Oh my gosh, I don't remember what it was. It'll come back to me. But out of those 4 I mentioned, I think my second favorite would have to be honestly, in terms of like that will get me hyped and just play regardless. I have to go with the Battle Beast. The Battle Beast was crazy.
Hey, you can't go wrong with it. Yeah.
It's on like on my Spotify. It's on my most played. I just play it most often because it's the most banger song I've heard of ever. I heard
For
of
sure.
me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm always playing that one. It's so good.
It's so good. And the first and final one I say, it's actually not even it's DPS rap. DPS he has it on his channel, but it's not. Well, it's a cipher. The Avengers Infinity War cipher. I love that cipher so much. I know it word for word. I've been listening to it since Infinity. Wait, did it come out before Infinity War or after? I think it came out after. I've been rapping it for the longest time. I know word for word. I was funny. I didn't know who DPS was. I had no idea who the other people were. I had no idea who the others were. I told just not originally like me last year. I found out I'm like, oh my god, Game Boy Jones plays Spider-Man. How did I know that? But Game Boy Jones is there. Aaron Fraser Nash, JT Music. These guys are here. I'm like, damn. I really am on culture. I should have known these guys. But yeah, that was by far my favorite one. Like, by far. Even some of his older ones are still pretty good. Like, I used to listen to his It Rap, Pennywise versus Freddy, Jason versus Michael, Chucky versus Annabelle, Black Panther versus Killmonger. I still bump those like crazy. Not as much as I do now. Not as much. But
No, those are good. Those are good. I like that you made it like personal songs to you as well, right? So everyone's going to have their own ones. Of course, some of the bangers are going to be on all our lists, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I want to know what is so I know you have a series called Beyond the Booth. Y'all could check that out at his channel. He's interviewed a bunch of artists they're honestly his interviews are really good. What would you say is by far your favorite interview?
So just the video itself, or around the video too, like when I was recording it and everything? Because I have a different answer for both.
Let's hear both answers. Let's hear both answers. Like around the camera and even on Journey.
I think for sure the best one was the one with Rustage, and I'll tell you exactly why. This guy is built for content. Like, I don't know how to describe this to you, but you're doing interviews now. You know, you kind of want to make sure that the person you're talking to is like expressing their personality and like doing what they're supposed to do. And a lot of these artists technically are supposed to know how to do this. But Rustage does it at a whole different level. I swear to you, I wasn't even done with a question and he already had the answer. He was already answering it in the most entertaining way possible. He was agile, he was moving, he was into it. And it was so surprising because before we even recorded, I was scared to talk to him because, like, you know, I had asked him before if we could do the interview before I went there. And he said, yeah, sure. But he was busy the whole weekend. So, like, every time I wanted to pull him over, I'm like, he's with people. Like, I don't want to interrupt him. He's having a good time right now at the after party, etc., etc. And then at some point, I eventually said, okay, I just need to go pull him up. So then I went to him and I started talking to him. I'm like, hey, like, you know, you said you want to do the interview. It's right outside. Do you want to do it right now? And he was like, yeah, sure. But like we hadn't like ever talked face to face or anything, right? So like I didn't know his personality. I knew what it was on camera, but off camera, like he just felt like he was calm, having a good time, whatever. As soon as we press record, it's like Rustage on like steroids just shows up at this interview and he just answers every question perfectly. He has backstories about himself that I don't remember stuff about me. Like, you'll ask me some things that I did like yesterday and I won't remember. He remembers his favorite thing that he did like 5 years ago. He's very opinionated, so he has great takes and takes that make people think. So that video I think was my best one that I did out of Beyond the Booth because of how content ready he was. Like, I didn't have to do anything. It was like the easiest thing ever for me. It was like, ask 3/4 of a question, answer is there, the clip is there, I can turn this into a short. Everything is like just set up for me, you know, like it was the biggest layup of my life in terms of like all the Beyond the Booths.
Oh my god.
My favorite one in terms of the full moments and how I enjoyed it has to go to either DPS or Game Boy Jones. Game Boy Jones, because that guy is so cool to work with. He's so cool to work with. He was giving me advice. He, like a lot of the other artists, we were there for the interview, and obviously I'm not holding anything against them that we only talked about the interview and stuff, right? Like, that's just what it is. But
Yeah.
Game Boy Jones took a lot of his time to like give me advice, and he took a lot of his time to explain the reasons and how he got where he was. There goes my camera. Well, let me try and see if I can get a bootleg one going. But to finish explaining this, he was like, he didn't have to do all that for me, you know? Like, he didn't have to go into it with that in mind. He didn't have to say, hey, like he could have just shown up for the interview and then left, right? But we had a great talk. He even talked to me about, like, you know, the nerdcore scene, how they, you know, some relationships between the scene, people that I don't necessarily know about, how things work inside, you know, a lot of behind the scene things that are, I guess, secrets from the public. And he was just there, okay with, you know, obviously I'm not going to say it to anyone ever, so and he trusted me instantly. So that was really cool as an experience, being able to have just met someone and them support you so much. You know what I mean? One second here. I think you're lagging a little bit. I wonder if it's my internet.
Don't know if you can.
I can. It's going in and out. But can you hear me?
Hear you.
Okay. Well, on my side, I'm recording my audio anyway, so I'm gonna keep going with this answer. But then, obviously, the one with DPS was crazy because DPS showed me a level of treatment that I didn't expect I would ever be treated that way by someone that big. I was a complete nobody in the scene. I think when I first did my first few DPS reactions, I was like 4,000 subscribers. I'd get like 200, 300 views a video on a good one. And he sees me at the event after he was done performing. So like, we're at the venue. He recognizes me out of the crowd. He's talking to other people and his friends and all that, and he instantly stops the whole conversation with all of them. He points at me. He's like, "You come over here right now."
Oh, that must be so cool.
And then he just literally gave me a hug straight up. He's like, "Dude, I love your shit," and like he was like complimenting me and stuff. And I was like, "It's my job to tell you I love your shit," you know. So
oh my god.
So having that sort of treatment, and it was not just that one moment, it was when we did the interview as well. As you may have noticed, everyone else, I got them like on the street during an after party, in between the event at NPC, in public. So the audio and everything, we're always in public. The one with DPS, he said, "Nah, like, I don't want to do it that way. Like, I'm inviting you to my hotel. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have breakfast." We're like, it was like a full like one-on-one, me and DPS talking the whole time. And then I was like, wait, like, we're seeing all of these things, DPS. This should be on camera. And then we started recording. So,
oh my god.
And it's my longest beyond the booth because we're in private, right? So it's like an hour-long video. I had, like, he showed me like treatment that I didn't think anyone would. Like, it doesn't make sense to me still. Like, and this is before I'd even met him. I was always saying, like, DPS has become the GOAT of nerdcore, and then as a person, he just cemented it there as well. So that was my favorite one as an experience, for sure. Like, that one went crazy. They even have like this NPC basketball tournament that they have, that only the artists go to. He invited me to that. I think Cam Steady is the one that sets them up, and Cam was like, yeah, you just gotta pay, like everyone that goes there has to pay part of the booking fee that we had to pay, so they just split it up amongst everyone. He's like, and then you can show up, and DPS is like, nah, Xfayze doesn't have to pay. And then like,
oh my god.
and I was
Hey,
like,
yo,
dude was treating me like a king, and I was like, wow, like I had never been treated that way by anyone, yet alone someone that's that successful at what they do. Like, not even a like celebrity or anything. Like, anyone in my life had never treated me that way, like on their first time meeting me. Like, this is his first time meeting me. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah, for sure. That would be my favorite, like, one.
Yo, DPS, bro, if you're watching this, come on down to Canada, man. Come on down to Canada, Toronto.
For sure, yeah.
We need some nerd. We need to inline Canada, Toronto on the nerdcore scene. Oh my god, that has to be mind blowing. This man pointed you out from the crowd and said, "Hey, bring the man up here." That is crazy.
Yeah. It was cool.
That deserves a round of applause for that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of this interview. One last question before we wrap things up. What would you say is your best, and you don't gotta answer if you want to, your best and your worst reactions on your channel? I know mine. Mine for 100%. What would you say yours is, though?
My worst reaction is my most popular reaction. So, it's so messed up that it turned out this way. It was when it wasn't a reaction to any nerdcore artist. It was Pusher Ariani. She had won. She had gone very far in AGT, America's Got Talent, and I did one reaction, and it was a long day that day. I had reacted to a lot of nerdcore songs. I reacted to, I think, some JID during that session. And then I was like, okay, let me do one more. And then I just pulled that one. I didn't know how popular she was. I didn't know how big that video would have done in views. I was so tired and out of energy on that. And it turned out to be my most viewed reaction. So it has like 60,000 views or something. And it earned me a ton of subscribers too. I think overnight that one got me 1,000 subscribers. And when you're at 5,000 subscribers and you see your thing go from 5,000 to 6,000, like, I went to bed and I woke up with 1,000 more subscribers because of the time zone, because of, you know, where she's from. So all her fans are there, Indonesia, and I was very disappointed in myself, because at that point I'm like, I wish they would have seen me in a better light as a first time seeing me, because these are all new subscribers. And from there on, I said, whenever I don't have the full energy to do a reaction, I'm just gonna call it a day and not push myself. I still have those moments nowadays, but yeah, I think that was my worst reaction. I could have broken that down way better. I didn't give it enough credit for what it was either, because I was so out of energy, so I didn't feel it the way that you'd feel a song. Because, you know, at some point you hear music for like an hour and a half straight, 2 hours, you get a little fatigued, right? Your ear gets a bit fatigued.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So yeah, that's my worst one. My best reaction, That's a very hard question. And this is a favorite of mine that I recorded, right?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Because I will say, like, just quickly, I know we're at the end of this interview here, but I record a lot of reactions that never make it to my channel, because I watch it back and I'm not happy, and I'm like, okay, like, I didn't do anything here.
That is completely fair.
Or I'll like look at it and be like, would I watch this while I'm editing it? And I'm like, I don't even want to sit through it. So then I'm like, that's not going on. And then there's also reactions where I don't enjoy the song, and I think I do a very good review, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to put this out there because I don't want people that hate on music to attach themselves to me and then expect me to do this, because 99% of my reactions are all positive, and if I don't like something, I'll say it, but also say how to improve it. So I always try and twist it in a positive way. So because I have so many reactions that have never made it on screen, one of my favorite reactions is actually me like being upset at a song. So that's off camera. So I'm trying to think of one on camera.
I mean, regardless, it could be on camera, off camera. Like just in general, as like your favorite reaction you've done. It could be, I may not never see the live day again, but you enjoyed like doing it.
Let me pull up some of my videos here, because at this point, I have Nerdcore batch reactions that have been going on for so long. At this point, like
no, I've been meant to do a Nerdcore batch reaction again, but because like I kept putting it off for so long, and I never got the right time to do it. But I just want the audience to know that I am still doing a batch reaction. I have over like maybe 30 plus songs, but I'm not going to screen record it. I'm just gonna do a freaking live stream. I just cuts my time down by so long. I don't gotta do it. But I agree. Helps a lot. I think my favorite reaction I've done. I've done a lot. Like on my channel, what I do is, at first I used to have Prime bottles on my my desk, and I use them to rank how good a song was.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
It was a running joke that was like from even when I started to for like a while. It was a running joke. People would actually in the comments say, "Damn, I got a green bottle. That's good." So like I think I had a red, pink, blue, green, ice pop, and Meta Moon. I had those 6 flavors. Pink was the lowest, so it was like a 4 and below. Meaning your song was just straight. It was garbage. 5 was it was okay. Could use a little more work to do. Overall, was still okay. Blue was I think 6 to 7. I think. Actually, wait, no. No, my bad. Yeah, 6 to 7 was blue, meaning it's a good song. Little tweaks here and there, improve a little better. Still a good song. I see myself playing it when like I get a chance, but I don't see myself looking it up and looking at playing it again in my head. Not only that, but it's definitely a good song. Green was 8, meaning the song is nice. Nothing wrong with it. Could tune up a little here, but overall it's still a banger song. I liked it. The Ice Pop was a 9. It was like nothing was wrong with this. Honestly, great song. And then 10 was easily just the best one. So I've had people like in the comments say, "Oh, this is nice, this is dope." And I got the yellow Prime, which is the lemonade. That one was a 7. So I remember rating a Dizzy 8 song a 7, and I felt bad. I was like, no. It's Dizzy 8, but I had to be honest. It was good. It just wasn't hitting though. But even after that, I still introduced like different awards. I had like the bar award, where if it was like a crazy bar, I have like Funko Pops on myself, and I held it up and like, you get a bar award. Or I have like a pain poster from Naruto, and if your song was an absolute banger, meaning not even like a Metal Moon Prime would be able to like top this, you get a God tier award. I mean, your song was so good, it's God tier level.
Right.
So that's what I had.
No, those are really cool ideas. You should keep doing that. I think that's
I definitely, yeah. If I can get Prime balls again, I should do that. But recently I started doing, whenever the song was just banger, I just grabbed whatever was on my desk and I just threw it. That became a running joke very fast, because they're like, because in the comments we were like, "Are you good? Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine."
Yeah, just I had to let it out somehow, right? Okay, to answer your question, I think my favorite reaction that I posted would be DPS's Alistar song reaction.
Okay.
Because I was in the best mood ever when I recorded that, and it turned out to be his biggest performing song of the year as well, when we're talking about views and everything. So it was like everything had aligned. He performed as well as he could. He got JT Music on there, who did a very fun hook. It was a creative song, so I had a lot to say about it as well, a lot to break down around it, so I could put my input in the video as well as much as I want, because you're a reactor too. Sometimes there's nothing to say about a song. There's not enough there for you to say that much. That was the opposite. I wanted to pause every 2 seconds, and I had to, like, you know, really hold it back to not pause every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So it was like, in terms of my own performance on the reaction, like, there were many times where I could have ruined the video for myself and talked for too long, or explained something too much that shouldn't have been explained too much. And I felt like every decision I made while listening to it at the first time, which is a hard thing to do, it was the right decision. And it turned out to be his best song, and it turned out to be his best performing song, and then that translated into the video performing very well for me as well. Yeah, I think that one was definitely there. I'll say a second one as well. I did a reaction to this Brazil song, but Fable was in it, and it's called Rap do Nagato. So it's a Nagato rap from Naruto.
Okay.
And it starts off, it's all in Portuguese except the hook. The hook is Fable, okay? But it just, that song was so amazing to me. It's definitely one of my favorite songs. And if we're talking about songs that aren't English, it's my favorite non-English song for sure. Because it starts off as like this emotional, like, storytelling thing, which obviously Nagato, you know his story, right? Have you watched Naruto? Yeah. So he has a very interesting, emotional, tragic story around him. And even though I didn't understand any lyrics, I could feel exactly what they were talking about just watching the video. And then Fable jumps in on the hook, and the whole song drops, and like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about when Fable gets onto this hook, and he just yells at the top of his lungs, "I'll make you feel my pain," like, and he just sings it, right? And you know, obviously Nagato pain, but like the way he turned it into the punchline, like, "I'll make you feel my pain," which obviously is him talking about his own inner pain, the pain that he goes through, but he's also talking about the pain, like the actual character and their storyline, and it just drops there. It's so emotional. It's the hypest non-English track I've ever heard in my life, and I think it performed really well on my channel too. Like, let me see where it's at now. So I had reacted to this in 2023, I guess. And yeah, right now it's sitting at almost 35,000 views. So, like, again, it was one of those videos where everything lined up. It was the most amazing song ever. I didn't ruin it. Whenever I do reactions, I'm always thinking, like, what's the best way I can react to this without ruining it? Because people don't want to see me talk for like 2 hours straight. You know, this is the sort of platform you use if you want to talk for 2 hours straight, right? Like the one that we're doing right now. On a reaction, they want to hear a lot of the artists do their thing, and they want to just hear you somehow, okay? Because we're reacting, we don't know what we're about to hear, but they still expect it out of you, bro. They still expect you to only pause when it's necessary, and only pause after the full hook and the punchline and the full 16 has passed, and then they're like, okay, now I want you to pause and talk about it. And if you pause in between, there you go. They're like, oh my god, I can't believe you paused there. Like, he was saying something, and I'm like, how should I know? I've never listened to this song before.
I've heard this song before, I've heard this song before. I'm gonna pause it.
But yeah, that's the reason those two are my favorite reactions, because I somehow luckily paused the right amount of time, explained the right amount of stuff, and the songs were bangers. So it was like everything that you'd want at a reaction, I felt I did on those two.
Okay. That's really detailed response. By far, if y'all want to check out those videos that he mentioned, check them out at his channel. I have to go see that Nakoto song now, because you're saying it's that good. I have to look at it. I have to look at it. Well, y'all, this has been episode 2 of season 2 of Decoding Nerdcore. We had Xfayze here. One of the best nerdcore reactors out there. If y'all go subscribe to him, he's at how much you at right now?
Something like 21,000 or something like that, I think.
21,000. Can we get this man to 25,000? So that 25,000.
That would be sick.
Get 25,000. That'd be really sick. And if this video does well, can we get this video to what's the number? X. What's the number to get this video to?
Views or likes?
Views, or even both. Honestly, it don't really matter to me.
Likes, we have to hit 50 likes, guys. Come on. I know there's at least 50 people that should be out there that like the video. It has to happen. So
50 likes. All right.
I don't care. I don't care. That's what it is. If there's 23 views, I expect 50 likes still. Does not matter, okay? That's what I want.
And how many views are you talking about?
Dude, I think the sky's the limit with views. The thing I'll say is all these that you've done so far with every nerdcore artist, me as well, in the future, when we all blow up, they're gonna come back to your video and they're gonna watch it because it's gonna be, this was a thing that happened a long time ago, and all the fans are gonna be like, oh, I want to know more, and then they're gonna dig deep, they're gonna find this. So I think when it comes to views, we can't give it a number because it's an infinite cap. I think at some point it's gonna do well. So.
That's fair. Okay. Well, you heard him here. Let's just get this video to like a big number. This really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't matter. Any last words before we sign off for today?
No. I just want to say thank you to you for asking to do this. This is always fun stuff for me to get into, and of course, I really like how you shared, what you use to determine what your top 5 was, because it's interesting to me to see a different take, right? So shout out to you for that as well. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And let's see if we get this video to good, because if we get it nice enough, if y'all like this video, we can let's pray we could get either Dizzy or because Dizzy is one of the ones I really want to interview. I really want to interview him so much.
I like him so much, man. Yeah.
Make sure y'all share this video on Twitter, Instagram. I don't care. Tag Dizzy. Dizzy, yo, get this interview. Not this guy. I don't care. Oh my god.
I will say before we end this off, Dizzy has his ear to the ground. You'll see him commenting on nerdcore artists that have like 100 subscribers songs. So he might not respond. That's hard to do even for me when I try and message him. Only when he has time. He's a busy guy. But if you tag him enough, you get his attention, he will check it out. So
So I'll try. Anyways, y'all, this is Boy Daddyphatsnaps. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, the notification bell every time I upload. Subscribe to Xfayze, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to RapX channel, subscribe to the BGTS channel, my music channel, and we'll see y'all with another video. I'm out of here.
13 hours till I'm in, like a light, like a light, yeah. Passing dogs and selling, sending texts, sending kites, yeah.